let me just do a little summation, if you don't mind. So we have the Judge Sullivan, which I hadn't told you before, but Judge Sullivan is the judge who framed General Flynn. Now, Judge Sullivan is a pedophile, friends with Biden and Holder, and Biden has an appetite for children, 4 houses in Delaware where he keeps them, and they're trafficking them out of yachts. Okay, so where do we go from here? Well, what's interesting is the next chapter is about Russian collusion. Now, to phrase what's going on here is that Biden has relationships with Hunter. Hunter slept with his own brother's wife. Where are we going with this? Let's introduce someone else. Senator Chris Murphy walks in, goes to Ukraine. Trump is standing there saying, investigate Ukraine, investigate Ukraine. Now, World War III is about to start with Ukraine because of my senator, Senator Chris Murphy. World War III is about to start. Now, meantime, Senator Murphy goes to Germany to speak to Iran secretly during the Trump administration, which is treason, and badmouths the president. Okay. Then Murphy gets involved in Ukraine. Now, meanwhile, he's screwing with the Houthis, okay? The Somalians, the Syria, Iraq, Iran, the Shiites, ISIS, ISIS-K, Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda just did a kidnapping here. Things are escalating, folks. Things are escalating. You got to get rid of Chris Murphy. I'll tell you why. He went to Ukraine and said, if Biden is investigated on behalf of Trump, he'll withdraw all support from the Congress to Ukraine. That's what happened. Russia has 220,000 troops there now that we know of. It might be more. More troops arrive every week. And there's pipelines involved, rich land, and, we're all talking about the Russians and Russian collusion, and this chapter is about Russian collusion. Because my Congressman, Jim Himes, is saying, I've got evidence of Russian collusion for 3 years when there is none. The evidence he has is about Hillary and Bill doing Uranium One, okay, and the Rostec deal, which we haven't spoken about and nobody knows about. Rostec is a Abraaj Group deal in Florida. They own a rail, train yard, car, shipping tanker business that's giant. I think it has a 43-year lease. That knuckleheads approved. Yeah. Brennan approved. Okay. Hillary, as Secretary of State, approved, and Uranium One was with her husband getting a $500,000 commission. But that's tip of the iceberg. They sold uranium to the Abraaj Group that owns the container shipping business next to Cape Canaveral. You understand? They have nukes here already. They're on train beds. We're being extorted. They can't bring those shipping containers here knowing they haven't been tested for nukes. So here we go. We got the Abraaj Group deal. Then we have another problem. It's called HFA, okay? Oil refineries. There are 48. What's Connecticut got to do with it? Connecticut's got to do with everything, folks. Connecticut is the hedge fund capital of the world. Carlyle Group is here. Do you know who that is? Okay, it's a hedge fund. Diallo is here. Do you know who that is? That's who bribed Comey. Okay? Okay? Diallo, Comey. What is up with the HFA oil refineries? Well, The O'Malley Group is in Greenwich. Okay? Tosco is in Stamford. Tesoro is in Stamford. What do they own? 48 gas refineries. The problem is the two in Philadelphia are next to each other. If either one gets hit with an Al-Qaeda rocket, there will be $4 trillion in estimated damage each, and there will be 4 million deaths each. Let's talk about Corpus Christi, Texas. Let's talk about it. If you get HFA on your skin, you'll have bones. If they hit an HFA plant in Corpus Christi, 12 will go up. Now that's 4 million deaths each. HFA vaporizes at 73 degrees. It's added to petroleum to make gasoline. Okay? The problem is these are antiquated places owned by hedge funds that don't provide any upkeep, and they have no security. What else is the problem? They're self-insured by Connecticut, by Senate Majority Leader Duff, my senator. What's Jim Himes doing about it? Oh, he's on the Intelligence Committee, responsible for everything we're reading today. Oversight of FBI, all those agents, okay? NSA, go down the list, DEA. Himes has DEA, FBI oversight. My congressman, he's the worst congressman in the United States. AOC works for him. He's in charge of the Progressive Caucus. Pelosi put him in charge and put a leash on AOC, and Jim Himes is holding the leash at the other hand. So what do I do this week? I went out, I talked to the ladies running against AOC. I met with Mike Hernandez running against AOC. Getting involved. You need to get involved. The only way to save this country is to get people involved, and I'm one of them. Why? Because I'm intelligent. You say to yourself, nobody knows that this pedophile Judge Sullivan ruled in the Michael Flynn case, where he's having sex with children with Biden and Holders covering up for the whole damn thing. Meanwhile, get into the transcript. Hillary Clinton said they didn't want any problems with the Russians. She was Secretary of State, selling uranium to the Abraaj Group to bring it to Cape Canaveral to put it on train beds and drive trains around the United States that can launch nukes. They're already here. It's too late. Now they can't bring any container ships onto the... It's not that Pete Buttigieg is screwing up. They can't check the container ships for the nukes. This is an unfixable position for these morons that don't even tell you what's going on. So we have a problem. We're being extorted by various groups saying, what? We want to take down Western civilization. Okay? And who's in charge? Tlaib, Omar, AOC, Presley, I could go on. Maxine Waters, Jim Himes. We got to vote them out. If you don't vote them out, we're going to all perish. That's my prediction. I'm no dummy. By the way, do you know what Medjugorje is? You should look it up, because I'm not telling you what it is. It's important, because it's a ticking time bomb. Okay, so here we go. They're talking about Russian collusion and foreign intelligence transfers, that they're giving dumps of data to Iran that are selling it to China, and all our technologies are basically gone. Well, Sean Bridges was taking the money they were offering. Now he works for the FBI, which Jim Himes has oversight, selling secrets, laundering through Bitcoin around the world. And Rod Rosenstein was hyper pissed when he found out. That's why he put Sean in jail. Okay. That's why Rosenstein got fired. That's why Holder got fired. That's why Comey got fired. That's why. And who put Comey in place? My opponent, Richard Blumenthal. So what are you going to do about it, folks? You gonna send me $10? I mean, I can beat him with no money, I think. If we keep on this path, I think our video earlier today, we have 689 views. Maybe it's higher now. Want to check? Hard to say. But as long as I keep talking, you'll be all right, right? Oh, I didn't want to distract you. No, we're back to, that's that chapter. It's fairly short. I happen to know more about Russian collusion than this little chapter. So, I just wanted to let you know that this pedophile priest we're talking about in 654A is the guy who framed General Flynn. Now we know each other. I went to the Baldock event in New Hampshire, met him, talked to him. He was shocked he didn't even know who I was. Really? Well, I know all about him. And by the way, he's got terrible, terrible attorneys. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. So here we go. Linwood, excellent job. I'm getting more chapters to discuss as we speak. I got to load paper. I used a whole thing of ink today, and we really can't afford it. Seth Rich had gone in the first time, and I don't have much information about that. This is the testimony. His first contact with WikiLeaks. I just don't know. Hillary, Abrams, Browser, and Brazil were very worried about it. Of course they are. They intended the Seth Rich to be a robbery, and it seems that Rod Rosenstein was involved with the hiring of MS-13 to rough him up, but they actually shot him, and it was after the breaking into Hillary Clinton's server, so they got a certain amount of emails, which I'm working on getting. I hope to get it. We have a whole bunch of things we're trying to get. We're going to get them all, because we have think tank guys that can just do whatever they want. So maybe I should just do this and get the evidence we need to prove that the Biden administration needs to go to jail. And if Pence is a fraud, working with another 6 Republicans, it's not just a Republican-Democrat thing, folks. Comey was a Republican. Manafort was a Republican. These guys are criminals in my state. Lamont, he just decided to take COVID-positive hospital patients and stick them back in the nursing homes, which was his disaster. Why our murder rate in the elder care is higher than Cuomo's. So let's impeach his ass. Is that cool? He told a friend of mine to lawyer up for accusing him of something. And by the way, there's cases in Connecticut where people objected to what Lamont did and accused him of treason, and he had them arrested, and they pled guilty, which is absurd, because that's exactly what he did. And, you know, if you know what the penalty for treason is, that's one thing. But here, now we have Senator Murphy committing treason twice, at least twice, maybe 4 times. And I don't want to go into this too much. This is a lot of repetition now. They're asking them the same questions over and over again. In the new chapters on torture. And let's see. Terrorism cases. We're moving towards terrorism, folks. We got to bring back the Constitution. Yeah, they're talking about William Carr again. This is interesting. William O. Carr and Rod certainly controlled him. William Carr impregnated his own daughter, had his daughter's last grandchild from her. When the child was born, he used his pull and his judgeship to have daughter committed as crazy, whatever, and now he took away custody. Another judge. Let's Google it. Let's get on that judge. Judge Connor. Dirty Trick Squad. Just like Connecticut. Just like Judge Spader and Judge Carroll stealing homes from thousands of Connecticut residents without mortgages, without tax consequences in many cases. Just like the judges in Washington and Delaware, Connecticut has judges worse. We have a judge named Figura. You got to hear the case. A woman driving from Kentucky to Maine felt ill, was 8 months pregnant. She stopped at a hospital to get a checkup. What happened? She was sedated, they stole the child, and Judge Sanchez Figura, gave the baby to her own court clerk. This is disturbing. This is disturbing. So, why doesn't the press cover these things? The Dirty Trick Squad. This is all about the Dirty Trick Squad. Again, I mean, I'm sick to my stomach over the first part. Homeland Security, tons of paperwork, hundreds of hours of audio, video. They gave it to them. They were overwhelmed. They got mad. They didn't process any of it. They went to the DOJ, the FBI, and they came right back to me because they certainly knew who I was. I've been to the Connecticut FBI about 100 times. I asked for them last week to arrest Judge Underhill. In the summer, I asked them to arrest Kremrich and Giannario, and now I have some more judges. So how many judges are involved? Well, the rest of them don't turn in the other judges, just like good cops don't rat out bad cops, just like Islam doesn't rout out extremists, like the guy today on the video demanding the release of Al-Qaeda prisoners. We're going to continue printing these documents, folks, unless you guys have had enough. And I thank you. I'm going to keep it at 18 minutes. What you need to know is that General Flynn was framed by Judge Sullivan in the first video we did today. 645A. What is this, E or F? Problematic. All the Democrats in Connecticut, in New England, as a matter of fact, need to be replaced. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm getting 680 views. So I think it's starting to... We're opening people's eyes to the corruption in New England. Thank you very much for listening, sharing. I've got a lot of nice comments. I can answer questions. I can send you so much information that would help you decide to get involved and write a check. That's what you need to do. You need to write a check. We got like very little money in. We hosted an event this week. If we don't demonstrate that I can raise money, you'll have to see the next video where I go after my opponent. I don't want to go after my opponent, but he's not listening to reason. No rhyme and reason. Neither is the GOP chair. Thank you very much. Have a great day. It's cold out. Dress warmly. Don't get sick. Take every precaution. Wear a mask, for God's sake. What difference does it make? Protect everyone you know, and you're protecting everyone in your family by wearing a mask everywhere you go. Because this is a man-made, patented biological weapon we're fighting from China. Have a great day.